You are watching STV 6 p.m. News live from our headquarters in Accra, here in the city of Douala. In our lone headlines, Saturday, October 31, 2020 has been declared by the head of state, President Paul Biya, as National Day of Mourning of the victims of the attack at the Mother Francisca International Academy in Kumba on Saturday, October 24, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thanks for joining us on another edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. I am Kone. President Paul Biya has declared Saturday, October 31 as a day of national mourning of victims of an attack of students at the Mother Francisca International Bilingual Academy in Kumba, that is in the southwest region of the country. In a decree signed today, October 28, 2020, the head of state indicated that the national flag shall be flown at half-mast all day long throughout the national territory to pay homage to the victims of the Kumba Massacre. Talking about the Kumba, the gruesome killings of students of Mother Francisca International College, that is in Kumba, southwest region of the country, members of Stand Up for Cameroon, headed by Edith Kawala, has called on journalists, Cameroonians in and out of the country to dress in black and observe a national day of mourning called by religious and other authorities on Friday, October 30th. Speaking in a press conference here at the CPP headquarters in Bali, that is here in Douala today, Wednesday, October 28, 2020, the members say the day should be marked by prayers and meditation. Details with Peter Susie.
At a press conference in Douala Wednesday, members of the Stand Up for Cameroon movement have bitterly condemned the killing of 7 students in Kumba, southwest region of the country, by yet-to-be-identified gunmen. Like most Cameroonians, the movement is in mourning.
We are going to pray. We are going to wear black. We are going to remain silent for 1 minute. It doesn't change anything if there's not behind all this the resolve to deliver on our commitment as leader to our compatriots. And if we are not delivering, please, people, ask from us.
But beyond the solidarity, members of the association are working on a strategy to end the crisis in the country.
These actions are not sufficient. 2 things are happening. We are mourning, but even now as we speak, and especially over this weekend, groups are meeting all over the country and online to define our demands as a people.
The coalition of political actors and civil society activists have called on the main actors in the conflict to give peace a chance, frowning at the government for not doing enough to arrest the situation. They are pleading with administrative authorities to accompany them without reprisals when they set out for their peaceful march on Friday.
And now Pope Francis has sent out his heartfelt condolences to families affected by the October 24 killings in Kumba. He has urged the government to ensure that they protect the lives of citizens in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. Details with our reporter, Peter Susie.
The Vatican has made its voice heard following the brutal killing of some school children in Kumba last Saturday, as Pope Francis has strongly condemned this act. I am taken aback by this cruel act which cost the lives of innocent children who were trying to get an education. God be with them, and hopefully this sad event never repeats itself, and for peace to return in the northwest and southwest regions. He, in his message, is also calling on the government to ensure that they protect the citizens in these trouble-stricken regions. I wish that the army should guarantee the security and safety of everyone and the right of every young child to education and a better future. I send my affections to those affected families in Kumba and Cameroon as a whole.
E a tutto il Camerun il mio affetto e invoco il conforto che solo Dio può dare.
Over 6 children were killed with others wounded during the shootout this Saturday, October 24, at a school in Kumba, chief town of the Meme division.
A report by John Paul Sama, and in the same line, the Sultan of the Bamoun in the west region of Cameroon, Ibrahim Joya, has condemned the attack of students of Mother Francisca International Bilingual Academy on Saturday, October 24, 2020. This was during his 83rd anniversary celebrated at the esplanade of the Fumbam Palace, during which he announced that the yearly traditional Ngo festival has been postponed to 2021 because of COVID-19 pandemic. The Sultan said the act was unpardonable and that the perpetrators need to face justice. Let's now talk about something else. The city mayor of Douala, Roger Mbassendine, has encountered some sour elites and representatives to do an assessment of his work from his first day of work till date. This was also a platform to solicit his assistance as they work on the current insecurity concerns in the city as well as hygiene and sanitation. Details with Josephine Binzi.
The strength of a well-structured city is backed by a conglomerate of forces. The city of Douala, to obtain these objectives, needs the collaboration of all its sons and daughters to help it habitable. The city mayor of Douala has organized an assessment meeting with chiefs in the Vouri of all his activities till this day.
Il faut donc que nous travaillions ensemble.
We have to work together. One of the main resolutions taken is that traditional authorities and myself have put together 2 committees which involves preserving the Sawa heritage and security, because we have to fight insecurity and enforce the forces of law and order to fight the present insecurity in the city. And the second committee will focus on hygiene and sanitation.
Donc ça c'est un premier comité. Un autre deuxième comité qui sera un comité d'hygiène et de salubrité.
He also used this platform to talk about the difficulties he has encountered, the participation of Sawa elites, traditional authorities in all 10 divisions is on a positive note. A call the traditional authorities await with open arms.
Il s'est développé sans que les chefs traditionnels ne soient concernés directement. Et je félicite le maire de nous avoir donné cette initiative, d'avoir pris cette initiative d'appeler dans une rencontre déjà entre les chefs traditionnels et la mairie, en faisant en sorte qu'on puisse véritablement avoir un dialogue direct.
The encounter continues till evening with traditional authorities with other representatives present in the Vouri division.
We now take you to Kumba, chief town of the Meme division, southwest region of the country, where the new city mayor of Kumba City Council, Gregory Mewanu, has been called upon to make the city of Kumba a better place than he met it. The senior divisional officer for Meme division, Shambalen Tondong, made the call this Wednesday, October 28, in the Kumba City Hall chambers during the handing over between the outgoing and incoming city mayor of the Kumba City Council. Details with Peter Suse.
The signing of official documents and the handover of service to Gregory Mewanu as city mayor of Kumba at the City Council Hall Wednesday. The senior divisional officer for Meme, Chamberlain Twondom, is supervising the exercise.
The key of the state, try to use them according to the law for the development of our beloved Meme division in general and Kumba, headquarters of that division in particular.
Mewano is coming at a time when his city is mourning the death of 7 students shot in the classroom by yet-to-be-identified gunmen. But he maintains that children's rights to education remains total.
I don't need to say too much to that. It speaks for itself. Children need to go to school. Children need to go to school. We need to make sure that we have many more schools, good quality schools, and that we all accept that schooling is one of those, activities, necessity that we need to promote in the Kumba municipality.
As the economic powerhouse of the southwest region, the new city mayor has vowed to end ghost towns, which has paralyzed economic activities for years.
What is produced around Kumba, of course, the cocoa, the coffee, and foodstuffs and everything, it's all about commerce. So the economy must be promoted. And if you want to promote the economy, then we shouldn't be talking about ghost town, because it's a whole day lost, one whole working day lost. We have to eradicate that for sure.
The provision of social amenities is also part of the city mayor's vision.
Last 11 years, we've not been having some proper road maintenance. It is also true that we have actually about 96% of our roads in Kumba, which is still earth road. But then, even earth roads are supposed to be maintained. We need the machines, the caterpillars, the graders, the front end loaders, the bulldozers, to be able to, the compactors, of course, to be able to do proper earth road maintenance. And at the same time, of course, we would use every medium possible to let the state of Cameroon know that we need much more tarred roads.
Greg Mewano takes over from Victor Nkelengo, who served as government delegate to the Kumba City Council for 10 years before being elected Pioneer City Mayor. But his reign was short-lived following a court verdict which annulled the polls, setting the stage for fresh elections, which he lost.
The Archbishop of the Douala Diocese, His Lordship Samuel Kleda, has carried out a sensitization campaign at the St. Jerome Higher Institute to fortify the young Cameroonians on how to be more resourceful upon graduation. Details with Josephine Binze.
Time to focus on constructive development for a better Cameroon and remind students at the St. Jerome Institute on the objective of being academically sound. His Lordship Samuel Kleda's visit has been apt for the season.
Non, voilà, nous sommes au début de l'année. Il est tout à fait normal que je vienne d'abord.
We are at the beginning of the year. It's normal for me to come and wish them a successful academic year and remind them of the essentials and what we are chasing as an institute, especially the integral training. We intend to give out these youths professional knowledge. We have as objective to give them a professional training and enable them to be at the service of their brothers.
Personnes capables de se mettre au service de leurs frères.
Felix Beja Takwen, an accounting student, attests to the spiritual and moral message of the Archbishop. I'm taking home a spiritual and professional message because our profession is closely linked to the Christian yardsticks, which demands your integrity. It's also spiritual. A session that ended on a good note with the Metropolitan Archbishop.
Et nous ne voulons pas former des chômeurs.
We don't want to train unemployed youths, but rather useful people for today's society. They really understood, and these youths are very smart. They applauded, and it encouraged me to do this more often.
Je devrais le faire plus souvent.
In the presence of administrative officials, parents and students, the St. Jerome Higher Institute equally benefited from talk sessions to help them adapt with the present professional and entrepreneurial phase the country is tilting towards.
And now medical experts have advised that women carry out regular screening, especially for breast cancer, to ensure that the cells be identified on an early stage for treatment to be carried out if discovered. John Paul Sama with more.
According to a report by the NHS, about 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer during their lifetime. For this reason, It is vital that women check their breasts regularly for any changes and always have any changes examined by a medical expert.
We have a lot of cancer here, but the most common for ladies are cervical cancer and breast cancer. These cancers have a high risk of mortality, and the cancer of breast cancer can be addressed by men also. So since we have not a lot of material for treatment of cancer, we think that the main thing to do is prevention. Prevention for breast cancer by palpation, early consultation, prevention for cervical cancer, for vaccination, and depistage and early treatment for this cancer.
Given that the exact causes of breast cancer are not fully understood, medical experts are taking it upon themselves to sensitize women on this dreaded disease.
I think it is a problem for information. Women medical are concerned, and we are involved for information to help families and mainly women to understand that this vaccination is a good thing for their girls.
If cancer is detected at an early stage, it can be treated before it spreads to other parts of the body with surgery, chemotherapy and radiotherapy, some of the main combinations for its treatment.
And news out of the country, the Kenya government says COVID-19 has forced nearly 2 million people out of work via a report that many who had steady jobs are now relying on informal work to survive. The report.
This is the 10th job that 32-year-old Paul Kone has had since mid-March, when he lost his regular job as a school cook due to the coronavirus pandemic.
You only do this construction job when you've got nothing else to do, and the construction job can stop any time. But my previous job was good.
Kone makes $10 a day. Silas Ngondu lost his restaurant job when the government created restrictions on food and beverage service to limit the spread of coronavirus.
This is a job pays daily, and you can come tomorrow and be told there is no work, and you can be instructed to come the next day. This is not a permanent job. If I come late, they give someone else the job, and you try your luck the following day again.
The Kenya Bureau of Statistics reports more than 1.7 million people lost their jobs between April and June alone. Employers say businesses and suppliers have been hit hard.
It has affected our sales, our daily business. Before, we used to get a lot of money, we used to get a lot of customers, but now, business has gone down.
The Federation of Kenya Employers, which represents about 1,900 companies, says the pandemic has erased a big portion of private sector job gains made in recent years.
So we then looked at the number of jobs that had been created in the formal economy. We're not talking informal, we're just looking at the formal sector since 2015. And the figure that we have, these are national figures, are 200,018, 800 jobs created in the period 2015 to date. So if out of the 218,800 jobs, 173,743 jobs had been lost, it means that 80% of the jobs created in the last 5 years in the formal sector had been wiped out by COVID-19 in the last 5 months.
Employers warn at least 1 million jobs are at risk in coming months. For Kenya, the job hunt continues. Mohammed Yusuf for VOA News, Nairobi.
And now in sports, CAF delegation is in Cameroon for a 5-day working mission as the country prepares for Champions.
After having decided for the first
the delegation started
African Cup of Nations in the month.
Evaluation tour this Wednesday at the Ngwaikeli Stadium, one of the training grounds of the football tournament. The delegation equally made a stop at the Amado Ayijo Stadium, the two annex stadium at the Olympic complex to be used during the 2020 CHAN. The delegation toured the presidential lounge, the media center, the dressing rooms, and the turf, amongst many other zones. The CAF delegation, led by Anthony Bafoué, are expected to conduct the same exercise in Douala and Limbe, respectively. And now, before we go, let's take this at Victoria.
MTN Cameroon has a new agency in Yaoundé, situated in the Carrefour supermarket at a Kia neighborhood. This new agency was inaugurated on Monday, October 26, 2020, in a ceremony presided over by the governor of the Central Region, Nassari Paul Biya, in the presence of administrative, traditional and religious authorities, as well as clients, MTN partners, employees, and a host of guests who came to witness this moment. Open every day of the week from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
First of all, I want to thank the management of MTN for bringing their services closer to the population. Secondly, there's a big supermarket around, meaning that you can do every other transaction just around. You can take your money from here and you go to the shop and buy what you need. And we equally know that this distance, this area of the town is far from the city center. So not to make people go down to the city center around Casino and the rest for MTN services, they will find it here. So it is a good bet for them, and we thank MTN for that.
This new agency in Yaoundé is a masterpiece of modernization with a very spacious and convivial interior with a design that suits the image of this mobile telephony giant, as well as a young, dynamic and innovative team to serve the clients.
This is the main one that we want to bring here. The agency is also coming with the new service that we just launched, that I just talked about a few minutes back, which is the MTN Plus, where you'll be able also to get very affordable price, all network. This is the launch that we also want to come with the new service center. And the last but not the least, here the team that we have put here is the best one. We have done the next level of training for them to serve properly the customer with the right customer experience, because as we are used to seeing MTN, our customer is our family. So it's also the year where we are having our 20 years anniversary, as you probably know. So all of this is just to give the next level of experience to our customer.
In addition to this, a VIP section which meets up to the customer's needs and expectations. The customers will have access to the MTN store in addition to all other classic services offered by MTN. With this new MTN branch at Akia, MTN now counts 6 agencies in its network in Yaoundé and 23 across the national territory. Millions of MTN access points with distribution partners across the 10 regions of Cameroon who ensure the satisfaction of its more than 10 million subscribers who are part of the MTN family, the largest community in Cameroon.
And that brings us to the end of the 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. Wishing you a blessed stay in company of our program till we meet again. Good night.